Well, we're here in Table Mound and listening to folks who live in mobile home manufactured homes, some who own and who have seen their rents actually increase on their lot. Some have doubled, gone up even higher than that. They're hearing of more increases. These are folks who, again, some have owned these homes and aren't going to leave, don't want to leave, and you have these out-of-state corporations essentially coming in and knowing that these folks are not going to leave and taking advantage of them, just jacking up these rents month after month and not giving notice, and then also just hearing some shady practices of pretending like they didn't get checks and then giving a $50 late fee, that type of thing, where it has folks scared here. Where they're taking pictures of putting their checks in the box because they know they might not, somebody might say that they didn't give them on time, that type of stuff. I mean, that just should not be happening. What we're talking about here are our values of how we treat people in this state and in this country, how we treat our neighbors, and the predatory practices we have seen from these out-of-state companies. It's not right.
Hoping to equalize the rents around here so that they're all a reasonable rate. They've been going up. They've been doing things on their own account, like getting us DirecTV 24 channels and free 1 gigabyte shared Wi-Fi, and it's supposed to be free, but that's what our increase was for this last September. Well, now we're facing another increase because we would rather have affordable housing than internet and TV. There's some things that are more important. Some people can't afford groceries. They're going to community pantries to get food. They can't afford transportation because they don't have the gas money. There's people that can't afford their medications. People like me, I can't afford to pay my electric right now. It's behind. There's things that are going on that they're making it a financial crutch that you cannot be self-sustaining, and that's what's creating the issues.
What has the response been from the company?
They're trying to retaliate. They say that the more we complain, the more they're going to raise they're going to raise the rents. They're going to make it virtually impossible for the complainers to live here, and when the complainers leave, then they'll, settle down and quit with the increases.
And what do you hope legally can happen, with the state law? With that, do you have?
At the end of the day, $300 across the board for everybody, because everybody's paying different lot rents. Nothing is the same. Nobody's water is the same. When they're charging people for 800 gallons of water, something's wrong. They're charging me an extra 1,000 gallons just for 10 days. Something is wrong, and it needs to be corrected so that people can just afford to live. People can afford to eat. And I'm really hoping that we can get a cap put on these rents so that people can keep their homes.
So a lot of these corporations are coming into states with particularly weak laws,
Yes.
like Iowa, several
Yep.
others. I guess, why is this a federal issue, and not just a responsibility of these states to tighten those up?
Yeah, because we are seeing it across the country, right? And it's not supposed to be happening this way. There are things that we can be doing to help bolster states who can strengthen their laws, make sure, whether I know Congresswoman Axney has a bill that I support having to do with grant programs, helping folks actually buy then the mobile home parks, and so that they aren't taken advantage of by these out-of-state corporations who come in and then again take advantage of people. So there are things that we can be doing to help strengthen those state laws as well, and that's what we're looking into. And hopefully, this shouldn't be a Democratic or Republican issue. Unfortunately, it got stalled last year in a GOP-controlled house, in the state house. I am trying to remain hopeful that we can continue to build consensus here and get this done, because at the end of the day, the question is, who do you value? Are you valuing these out-of-state corporations who have come in and taken advantage of people who they know aren't going to leave their homes? Or are you going to be looking out for Iowans, your neighbors, and people who are trying to do the right things? I mean, we're talking about our veterans here who have worked really hard their whole lives and wanting to retire. We heard that today from folks who, yes, just want to be able to retire, enjoy their grandkids, moved here, some to be able to actually have a life where they can retire and enjoy and be able to, not have to worry so much financially. But when you're talking about rent increases that are just sporadic, happening all the time, well, now we just heard maybe another $50 a month that's going up. I mean, that's a lot of money to folks who are living on fixed income, whether it's Social Security, whether it's retirement. You're talking about real money and real impacts that people are choosing whether they're going to, how much they're going to eat that month, or whether they're going to afford their medication that month. I mean, this is the type of stuff that should not be happening, and why we have to do everything we can, and why you have, today we had a city councilman here. We had a county supervisor here. We had a state representative here, and we had myself as a congresswoman here. This is something that all levels of government are recognizing, specifically in Dubuque. This should not be happening the way that it is, and we have to do everything working together to stop it.